This is Trey Stevens with Into the Fatherverse. This will be my first review in a long line of reviews that we hope to be doing. And I'm going to start with a smaller game today called Subnautica. It is considered an indie game, but it is probably one of my favorite games I've ever played. If you are scared of the ocean or deep water, this probably is not a game for you, but it's got a lot of very fun building and gathering aspects to it that kept bringing me back. So basically, you work for a company in outer space. You're flying in between worlds, and you crash land on this world that is covered in water. Basically, you're just trying to survive. You're the only survivor that landed, so you are trying to gather supplies from your downed ship, from pieces of your downed ship. There's other escape pods that you can get unique items from and materials. And it is an incredibly big game. So you crash land in the shallow reefs. It's basically your coral reefs. It's very pretty. There's lots of harmless fish around. You get your peepers, which if you Google anything about Subnautica, you will see a picture of a peeper. It is a very well-known fish in that game. And it's kind of cute looking. But, I mean, they're, from the shallow reefs, you can get into the coral and some of the other fauna there, where there's stalkers. Stalkers are kind of like, they're kind of shark-looking things. And, it gets a little scarier from there. You go to the grassy plateaus, and there's sand sharks, bone sharks. There's many, many things to discover, as well as, just going out gathering and building things. You can build a base, you can build vehicles. The point of the game is actually to go deeper and deeper. There is an overarching storyline which actually kept me very enthralled in the game. I really wanted to see what was going to happen. You get a virus that you have to cure, and spoilers towards the end of the game, you actually make it to the center of this world, which is just molten lava, and there's a sea dragon which is freaking huge. But one of the biggest things for me was building the vehicles. The first vehicle you make is a sea moth, which, if you look it up, it's a very basic looking aquatic vehicle. Very fun to go around in once you get the depth modules on it, and you can go pretty deep. It is a lot of fun. But once you are able to actually build the Cyclops, which is a massive submarine, that is a blast. It can go the deepest. I mean, you can make it to the center of the earth in that. The only downfall is it's like driving a truck, like a semi-truck. It's just enormous. But once you see the story, it's very fun. I will say some of the highlights for me were some of the aquatic life. One of them being the warpers, which you don't see very early on. But the first time I saw it, I'm in my Seamoth just putting around. Next thing I know, the warper literally warped me out of my Seamoth right in front of it and started attacking me. I will say I never jumped quite so high in my life. It was a very scary experience. The downfall to this game being I am not someone with anxiety at all, but while playing this game I had very real anxiety of going into the deep water, not knowing what creatures were down there, and if they were going to attack, if they were friendly, or how to escape. It was very anxiety ridden, and I always took way too many supplies with me just in case. But I finished the game. I did platinum it on PlayStation. I definitely think everybody needs to take a look. It is out on PC, PlayStation, and soon to be Switch. Switch is known to have some hiccups with some ports. I'm not sure I would play it there, because it is a game that one wrong move, you could be dead. I mean, you can always, respawn, unless you're playing on hardcore and you only have one life, but it's not bad. Switch just wouldn't be my preferred console. That being said, the expansion, or sequel, I can't really tell, called Subnautica Below Zero, is in early access on Steam, but there is now a pre-order date for PlayStation and Switch as well. So I really would like to get into that and give a review on that as well. But overall, I'd say if you like building things, play Subnautica. If you don't want to worry about the anxiety, just play on creative mode and just build the base, build your vehicles, build your spaceship. But if you want to play the story, definitely just play it on the regular. Get through it. It's very fun. It's very fulfilling to build your next depth module to be able to explore even farther down. Me personally, I did platinum this game. I loved it, but I did run into some bugs, and the game is well known for bugs. So I would probably rate this game between a 7 and an 8 out of 10. Probably leaning more towards the 7 because there was a couple bugs that I had to quit out of the game and reboot just to get my character unstuck or my vehicle unstuck. A couple times where I actually drove through the land, and needless to say, that's not a very fun experience when you are trying to gather resources and get back to your base to build it. So I would say Trey Stevens, and Into the Fatherverse would rate this game as a 7 out of 10. That being said, we will have more reviews coming up for more games, maybe some smaller games like this one, or bigger games like God of War or Marvel Spider-Man. So if you could, like and share our Facebook page, subscribe to our YouTube channel at Into the Fatherverse, follow our Twitter at Fatherverse, and send us an email if you have any questions for the podcast or games that you want reviewed at intothefatherverse@gmail.com. Thanks guys, have a good one.